Oh, hello. I see something in the horizon. It's a fad. A lot of people are latching onto it. It's being promoted by celebrities. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's the carnivore diet. Yes, the carnivore diet. What is the carnivore diet? Does it work? Is the carnivore diet a bed of roses all the way? That's what's coming up next, so stay tuned.
If you want 2020 ideas to better health, you've come to the right channel. Hosted by the warm and lovely Dr. Joe. Now, for today's topic, please welcome on stage Dr. Joe.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Joe of the drjoe.com. So, we're talking about the carnivore diet. What is the carnivore diet? Well, it's a diet where you eat essentially just meat and then you flavor it with salt. That's it, meat. So you wake up in the morning, you have meat for breakfast. You may go to work, or if you're home on weekends, what do you have for lunch? You have meat. And evening comes, you want to have dinner. What do you have? Well, meat again. The following day, you have meat in the morning, meat in the afternoon, and more meat in the evening. And then the day after, more meat, just meat only. So you eat meat until the cows come home. Yes. So it's the latest diet on the scene, and a lot of people are jumping onto the bandwagon, mainly because it's also being promoted by some celebrities. In particular, you have Shawn, who is an orthopedic surgeon. He's been in the forefront of promoting this carnivore diet, along with, the other gentleman. You can't have an argument with him because he nearly always wins. I'm talking about Jordan Peterson. He also, and his daughter as well.
First of all, let's have Jordan's view on why we have an obesity crisis, especially in the West.
Here's a question. Why is everyone fat and stupid? That's a question, man. Because it's new.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's new. And it's not sedentary lifestyle. That hypothesis doesn't seem to hold water. There's something wrong with the way we're eating. And what's wrong is that we're eating way too many carbohydrates, I think.
So, Shawn and Jordan's solution to the obesity crisis is...
They want people to come along, hop into the carnivore train, and then we all should be eating meat because it is beneficial for our health, according to them. But is it true? By the way, I should clarify, we're talking meat only, all right? At least with the paleo diet guys, they tend to have meat with vegetables, but it's a predominance of meat, very little vegetables. But with the carnivore guys, the carnivore diet guys, they just have meat only, nothing else, no carbs, no vegetables, nothing at all. Just eat flavored meat.
No, I eat beef and salt and water. That's it. And I never cheat, ever, not even a little bit.
And so what are the advantages? Well, there's the obvious advantage of easy shopping, all right? Because if you go into the shop, you're just going to pick up meat. The only thing that changes is whether you're going to buy pork or steak or processed meat. That's about it. So you just pick up your meat and maybe your salt. That's it. And you get out of the shop. So, very easy shopping. The next question is, does it actually work? Okay, does it work in terms of weight loss? Because it's a diet after all. Well, I think it does. These guys are posting results that they're actually losing weight and they actually also maintaining their weight as well. So it does work, and I can see why it works, because if you're consuming just meat only to the exclusion of other food groups like the carbs, then of course overall you're actually reducing your calorie intake, and with a reduction of calorie intake, your weight is going to drop. There's no doubt about that. So as far as weight loss is concerned, it does work. And we can see why it works. They talk about mood elevation, that it elevates their mood. That's fine. They also talk about increased libido. Okay, we'll give them that. The other advantages they talk about are things like mental clarity. All right. They also talk about increased energy levels, all right? We actually see, I think there's a video of Shawn, the orthopedic surgeon, lifting was like 80 kilograms of weight, and he does that repeatedly, and he's quite beefy, he's quite muscular, so, that's fine, he's got more energy from just eating meat only.
Let's put up a video from me from yesterday, deadlifting 505 pounds for 11 reps, and let's just watch this real quick. Okay, in this video here, I've got 505 pounds on a trap bar. I've got no belt on. I'm deadlifting it for 11 reps. There are very few human beings on Earth that can do that. None, besides the ones that are over 50. Among the guys that are 50, I'm probably one of the few people on the entire planet that can do that.
The carnivore diet guys also talk about the diet being anti-inflammatory, and some people have claimed that they have sort of cured their rheumatoid arthritis with the diet. So, okay, you know, these things, it's a personal experience. If somebody says they got rheumatoid arthritis and is being relieved by eating just meat only, that's fine. You know, we will also give them that.
But apart from that, she is doing so well now. It is absolutely beyond comprehension. So she's very trim. She had a baby, but she's very trim. She's down to about 118 pounds. She's about 5'6". She's just glowing with health. All of her autoimmune symptoms are gone. All of them.
But what are the downsides of this diet? All right. I think that this is where the concern comes in. All right. Because it's okay for you to just be saying, well, I'm going to eat meat only. What are the downsides? Well, for a start, you got to have the jaws of a lion. Okay, to be ripping this meat off the bone and chewing meat day in, day out. Well, you know, you need strong jaws. That's the point I'm making. So that's one downside. The other thing is this diet lacks fiber. All right, this diet lacks fiber. And if you're going to lead a fiberless life, well, I'm sure you're going to have trouble ahead. All right, you need fiber to actually feed your gut good bacteria. Because your gut good bacteria actually protect you. They're also good for your immunity as well. So if you're going to have a diet that lacks fiber all the way, I'm not sure that's a good thing. Fiber is good for our overall health in more ways than one. In actual fact, there's a saying in nutritional science that all health begins in the gut, and you need your fiber to actually have a healthy gut. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that, as far as I know, meat is not a wholesome food in the sense that it doesn't contain every nutrient in the world. Yeah, it hasn't got all the nutrients under the sun. So if you're eating meat only, you're going to be missing out on some other micronutrients in particular. We'll be talking about things like folic acid. It's not really there in meat. Vitamin C is not really available in meat. Vitamin E as well. You're not going to find that in meat. Those micronutrients I mentioned there, they're all plant-derived. They are phytonutrients. So folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin E, you're going to get from plants only. And which means if you're eating meat only, you're going to be missing out on those micronutrients. And here's the other thing. You can get vitamin K from meat, but for you to use vitamin K, you need vitamin E, which you'll be missing out on by just eating meat only, because you can only get the vitamin E from plants. So, you know, it gets very complicated, the fact that you're going to be missing out on all these micronutrients. I heard Jordan Peterson talking to Joe Rogan in one of the videos on YouTube. He was talking about the fact that he was having some tingling and numbness in his feet or so.
So, but I want you to get your blood tested, because I think if...
Be pretty funny if it was in good shape.
Yeah, it would be. And I'd like to find out what your nutrient levels are and where they're coming from. I mean, how much nutrients are you getting?
I'm getting a little cramping in my toes from time to time, so I'm not sure about
potassium, perhaps.
Or magnesium. That's a possibility.
Is it possible that he's beginning to miss out on some micronutrients just because he's eating meat only? So that's a warning there that, you know, the meat only diet is not a wholesome diet, and it's not a healthy diet overall. If we move on from potential nutritional deficiencies caused by the fact that you're missing out on a lot of micronutrients, we get into the realms of things that are a little bit more worrying. So we're talking about links to cancer. We know that eating lots of red meat, there's research evidence to suggest that eating lots of red meat can potentially lead to colon cancer, because meat does raise what we call the IGF, which is the insulin-like growth factor levels in the body, and that in itself can lead to, you know, all sorts of cancer. So colon cancer is one, pancreatic cancer is another, prostate cancer is another as well. So these are worrying signs. Now, Apart from that, when you heat meat to high temperatures, especially dry heat, using dry heat, it can lead to this substance here. It's called trimethylamine N oxide. Trimethylamine N oxide. That chemical substance there that is produced from heating meat to high temperatures is also a possible carcinogen in the body. So those are worrying signs that the meat-only diet may not be the healthiest option. You could also argue that, well, okay, apart from eating just red meat, I could also switch to processed meat. Well, that in itself is not even safe either, because when you start going into the realms of processed meat, you'll be talking about concerns about nitrosamines, which are also possible carcinogens as well. So, it's a no-go area as well. One final point about the carnivore diet, if you want to jump on the bandwagon, something to bear in mind is that if you're going to be eating meat, week in, week out, 365 days in a year, every day, well, it's a lot of saturated fat that you'll be consuming, all right? We can have arguments about whether saturated fats are good or bad for our health, but I would think that even the keto guys will agree, the ketogenic guys will agree that to be eating meat day in, day out, 365 days in a year, that you'll be taking your consumption of saturated fat into the red zone. Regardless of whether saturated fats may be good for your health or not, you'll be tilting the level of consumption of the saturated fat into the red zone, and there's no doubt about that. It will be interesting to see whether these guys, Jordan Peterson and Shawn, whether they're actually monitoring their lipids levels, and I would like to see what they are like. Because, it will be interesting to actually see that. And why is this important? Well, it's because of the potential for heart disease, all right? That's just the concern. And of course, as you know, we don't need to tell you that, heart disease is the #1 killer in the West. So we don't want to create another potential time bomb for later on by eating, lots of meat with the carnivore diet. So, to round up, does the carnivore diet exist? Yes, it does exist. Will it enable you to lose weight? Yes, it will enable you to lose weight. Is it monotonous?
To eat just meat only 3 times a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year?
Yes, it is monotonous, but you can probably get past that. And then finally, is it a healthy diet? Well, from everything I've said, I think there are quite some significant risks associated with the carnivore diet, and it's not a diet that I will advise in the long term. If it's something you're just going to do for a month or maybe 2 months or something like that, that's okay, but it's certainly not a diet that I see as something that is sustainable in the long term. Because I've got concerns regarding the health issues that potentially can occur with it. Put it this way: any diet that actually excludes a whole food group is not really a diet that I tend to advise. All right, that's my view. That's my personal opinion. You may disagree. So, if you're asking me, should you do it in the short term? Maybe. Should you do it in the medium term? No. Should you do the carnivore diet in the long term? No. Right. That's about it. If you liked what I've said in this video, give this video a thumbs up. Okay, give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button. The like button is right there. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. The button is right there in the bottom right corner. If you think this video can probably provide value to someone else, please share this video with that friend or family member. And maybe somebody who's probably thinking about going on this diet, you should let them know so that they know the risks before they jump all in. All right. I think that's about it. If you got anything to say, please leave a comment in the comment section. That's about it as far as this video is concerned. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe signing out.